1970s, a quiet council house in Enfield, England, became the centre of one of the most infamous hauntings in history. What started off as a few strange noises quickly escalated into something far more terrifying. We're talking about furniture moving on its own, objects flying through the air, and a force that seemed to control a young girl. This was the Enfield Poltergeist. It began in August 1977 when Peggy Hodgson, a single mother, reported that her daughters, Janet and Margaret, were being tormented by an unseen presence. At first, it was just knocking sounds, loud, rhythmic banging that seemed to come from the inside of the walls. But soon, heavy furniture began sliding across the floor on its own. Chairs tipped over, and even Janet herself was lifted out of her bed by an invisible force. Now, it wasn't just Peggy and her daughters who saw all of this. Neighbours, police officers and reporters all witnessed unexplainable events. This officer who responded to the Hodgson's call claimed she saw a chair lift off the ground and move across the room without anyone touching it. Journalists from the Daily Mirror captured photographs of Janet being thrown across her bedroom by an unseen entity. The most chilling moment came when Janet began speaking with a deep, guttural voice that clearly did not belong to a little girl. She claimed to be Bill Wilkins, an old man who died in the house years before. When paranormal investigators recorded Janet's voice, they found that even when she wasn't moving her lips, the voice still spoke. The case was investigated by the Society of Psychical Research, who spent months documenting the activity. They witnessed objects flying, cold gusts of air appearing out of nowhere, and Janet levitating above her bed. Now, skeptics argue that the haunting was a hoax and that Janet and her sister faked the phenomena for attention. But to this day, Janet insists that something real was inside that house, something that cannot be explained. The Enfield case inspired books, documentaries, and even the film The Conjuring 2. But the biggest question remains, was this all an elaborate trick? Also, if you want to see the full version of this story and more, check out my YouTube channel @Lord Parvin. The link is in the bio.